Hiya. So I'm going to start my video out today on um, I I'm into college football. I love college football. Um, I am going to say that Texas is playing Wyoming today at 7 Central, and Oklahoma State is playing South Alabama at 6 Central. So I wanted to leave it open to if any of you guys are rooting for a certain team on the SEC and the Big Ten and any of those other um, branches out there. Let me know where you're tuning in from and let me know who you're rooting for. I'm rooting for Texas and Oklahoma State, and that's why I mentioned those in case anybody wanted to watch them. But I wanted to pose a question for today's video. So, what would happen if someone you cheered for in football became a murderer? So, in honor of game day, I wanted to find a story, a crime committed by a football player, and let's find out who I chose. Hi there, my name is Trainer Ree. I'm with Misery's Crime Company, and we're going to take a look into the life and circumstances of Thomas Johnson and the Machete Attack. So, Thomas Johnson is a son to his father, Robert Johnson, his mother, Linda Hanks, and he was born on April 18th, 1994. Whenever he was recruited into the Texas A&M Aggies, he was 6 feet tall and 180 pounds. He was the wide receiver on the Aggies team, number 8. Johnson had come from Skyline High School in Dallas, Texas. And here are some stats on Johnson. Johnson was the 44th ranked player and the 5th ranked wide receiver in Texas. He was the 6th ranked player in the state of Texas. And before all of this, Johnson had 30 catches and 339 yards and 1 touchdown before going missing. So, Johnson's family had stated that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia at the age of 25. And what had happened was the victim was 53-year-old engineer for General Electric, David Stevens. And what happened was, from other people's point of view, a bicyclist told the court that Stevens was being attacked with a machete. And, quote, it was as if trying to chop wood. So that's really something that you don't want to picture because it sounds horrible. But I do, at that note, want to say that there are some more coming information that is for sensitive viewers. If you don't like this type of language, if you don't like hearing stories, descriptions, that kind of thing, please take care of yourself. Mute it, however you deem it to be that you need to do, but there is going to be more of that, so please be aware. Viewer discretion is advised. So, after the bicyclist had saw Johnson killing or attacking Stevens with a machete, Johnson was running down the trail because they were in a park. He was running down the trail and he said that he needed to use a phone. So Dallas Parks and Recreation employee handed him a phone so that he could call the police. The employee thought Johnson was being helpful, but soon he realized that there was blood spattering on his clothes. So this employee heard, this call was recorded by 911, and it was said to be Johnson's voice, and he said, quote, "He's dead. There was a sword in his head. Do you understand?" End quote. So, at the scene, shoe prints and DNA evidence implicated Johnson in the attack. And later in the years, Johnson had disappeared from campus late in the season and never played football again. So, whenever he went to court for this, in 2016, Johnson was found mentally incompetent to stand trial. So in June of that year, he was deemed fit for trial after an evaluation by the Texas Psychiatric Institute, and the jury found him guilty just a day after the trial in Dallas County. So initially, Johnson had pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, but he said that while he was sick at the time of the killing, he wasn't insane. So in the middle of the court hearing, the court situation, Johnson answered questions put to him by his own attorney, but didn't take the stand, and the defense didn't call anyone else as a witness. And after that, the prosecution rested. They didn't call anyone else after they had called some. So they had gathered some information about how other people had viewed him, just trying to gather like what kind of a person he was, that kind of thing. So a one-time neighbor told CBS Dallas-Fort Worth in 2015 that, quote, "Everyone was proud of him, but you could tell after he lost everything that his whole life changed. He just went down," end quote. So after Stevens was murdered, his wife, or his brother, the victim's brother, told the court that him and his wife, Stevens and his wife, were meant for each other. That's why Patty isn't here today, end quote. Quote, "She told me, how can she be here knowing what he did to my Dave?" End quote. And then he said she just couldn't continue on. So, roughly a month in 2012, before the murder, Johnson had mysterious circumstances around him disappearing off campus. That was mysterious circumstances. And then he was later found in Dallas 3 days later. So I don't know if there was some contemplation going on there or, really what was going on, but there was some signs that something wasn't right. So some believed that Johnson was going to make a comeback, possibly working on a comeback to football. And after some investigating, they had figured that this was random and that he was angry about his situation in life. And one that had the words come out of his mouth hurt him. Deputy Chief Rob Sherwin, quote, "He stated that he was put out of his home. I don't know for how long," end quote. So some other bits of information that go with this is Linda Hanks, Johnson's mother, said in an interview with San Antonio Express News that, quote, he's working out, he's getting in shape, and he shall return, end quote. Um, but later in 2014, he was arrested um, and charged with evading arrest, burglary of habitation, auto theft. Um, Johnson allegedly broke into his aunt's home, stealing her money and um, her minivan. So um, the darkest part of this is, um, which it made it the most graphic to me. So please watch your ears. So NBC5 stated that Stevens was brought to the local hospital at 8:30 a.m. and the machete was, quote, embedded in Stevens' skull, end quote. So I have a couple things I want to say about this. So just like the question that I had proposed in the beginning was, what would you do if somebody that you cheered for, what if they became a murderer? And it's so sad because the different decisions that we make can have devastating consequences or good consequences. And it just so happened that um, Johnson decided that in his anger, he would take it out on someone else. And it's sad, and it does change people's point of view. But also, it's the realization that any one of us are one circumstance away, one situation away from making a bad decision for ourselves and ending up in a like circumstances in some form. And then the second thing I wanted to say is that it's really sad that in this day, people just don't have more compassion for other people. And yeah, it's really sad. So, like I said, I am going to watch my games today. I know it's been few and far between getting a video out, but I definitely want to get on here, possibly on game day weekends, or just game day Saturdays, and give an update on who I'm watching, when it is, and maybe have another football story to tell. I think I remember this one, but I didn't remember all of this. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, please like the video. And we'll just keep on going. And this one was my second one out of Texas, so I'll be going to a different state this next time to see what we can find out going on there. But yeah, it was good to get back and get back in the swing of things. And I'm getting ready at 6 o'clock to see my game. So go Cowboys and go Longhorns. And if you cheer for the same team too, let me know. That's pretty cool. I'd like to have some fans on here that the fans love the same teams that I do. Anyway, so I will say look out for the people around you. Pay attention to some of the things that look like triggers and that are making it difficult in people's lives. See if you can offer help, but also, look out for yourself. Make sure that you're in a safe environment and taking care of yourself, and just be kind. Be kind to other people. Be the light. Be the change in the world. There's a lot of people that are just going off of emotions, and if this doesn't show that you shouldn't, there's not really a whole lot else that I can do for you. But like I said, so hopefully you liked this story, and I'll see you guys again whenever I put the next one out. It's going to be a different state: Oklahoma, Texas, and then we'll see what else. All right. See you later, guys. Bye.